Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. I'm on because I am participating in a collaboration which is hosted by Creating with Jovi, Scrapbook and Memories, and Black Whisper Crafts, who is also known as Bexx. So it's the Gothic Girls collab, and each one of us collaborators will be using the Gothic Girls printable kit, which has been provided to us by the lovely Creating with Jovi. So you can check it out and purchase it from Jovi's Etsy, which I'll link down below. She also has 3 pages of freebies which go really well with it, and they are available in her Facebook group, which is Creating with Jovi, and they're also available in the Scrapbook and Memories Facebook group as well. So I love the beautiful ladies that Jo has chosen for this kit. So lovely size for a nice little journal there. There's some whole pages, and then there's some that are 2 pictures to a page, so great to fold for your journal pages. There's also some embellishment pages. And then some background pages, which are absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got a page of some pockets. There are also the 3 freebie pages, which I'll show you now. So they go really well if you want some extra embellishment for your journal or whatever else you'd like to make with them. They'd be great for cards and that as well. So I'm starting off with some chipboard here. Please don't mind my filming. I'm having a look after my puppy. I have to keep an eye on her a bit. So I was out in the lounge trying to film on my little table, which was not a good idea. So I start off like that, so it's a bit blurry and everything. So I'm just cutting the chipboard down to 2 pieces of the equivalent size. I'm making them the same size as your singular pages. When you've got the 2 to a page that I've printed out, I just measured one side of that and cutting these down to that size. Have some velour there that I got from some clothing. And I want to cover my chipboard, just the outside cover pieces with the velour or velvet. Just using my Helmer fabric glue there. So I'll just stick both pieces down to that, and then I can trim them down. So I do move from this little table onto a big table that I have in my lounge room as well, but things were still wobbling a bit. So yes, apologies. We'll have to put up with it for a little bit till I sort things out. So I'm trimming down the edges of the velvet here so that I can just fold over a little bit to stick to the inside of my covers. Such a great colour, the purple. It's nice and deep, which goes really well with the kit and the theme. I'm cutting the corners off just a little bit to not have so much bulk when I fold them over. Adding a dot of glue to the corner, and then I just fold the corner piece over. And then I'll go and stick the edges down as well. So of course I repeat that process with all the edges and with both the cover pieces. So I've grabbed some of the background paper here and cut that down to fit on the inside of my covers. Just made it a little bit smaller than the chipboard. And I'm adding a piece of scrap lace here. It's just some grey lace that I've got just to make a pocket for the inside cover. That'll be for the front cover. just tacking it down with my tacky glue. Then I will sew around it. Now I'm doing similar for my back inside cover, but I'm using this black lace and I'm doing a side pocket. So I thought I'd just do some of the process of some of the pages that I'm putting into my journal and then putting it together, since I'm using the cinch, so you can see how I do that. And then we'll do a flip through at the end. I'll do the cover with you as well. So I have sped it up so I can fit it all in. So I've got a couple of pages here that I have cut, and I'm just backing them onto some black cardstock to make them nice and sturdy. And of course I will fussy cut those out. So I've sewn with a zigzag stitch around the outside of the inside cover pieces. So now I can stick them down to the covers. Now, because of the positioning of my stitches, when I punch the holes with my cinch, it might go through some of the stitches, but as I've got them glued down, it's not going to matter. The stitching won't come undone. So that's the coil I'm going to use. It's an offcut, and there's 8 coil pieces there that we'll be using. So we need 8 holes on the cinch. So if I put the coil up to the cinch there, I can see the 8 buttons, and I know that I don't need the first 2 and I don't need the last 2. So I pull them out and that deactivates them so they won't punch holes. So I know it's only going to punch the 8 holes in the middle there. So I like to always do a tester before I punch any of my pages to make sure my holes are where I want them. So I'm putting my front cover in here. Just trying to work out which way I'm going to put it in. So you've got to think when you're using the cinch. You can make some boo-boos. So they punched quite nicely, the holes there. So here's my back cover. Figuring out which way I want to put that in, because you want to put it in the way it sort of goes on the book so that the holes are all in the right space in case they're not completely centered. Now I punched that and it didn't go in far enough, so it's actually punched through the edge, so I actually had to do another cover which the same thing happened to. Then I realised that some of the bits I had punched out were sticking in there, and that's why I couldn't shove it back far enough, so I had to do a third one. Yeah. So anyway, I decided that I would add some eyelash trim down the edge of my lace there for the inside cover piece before I stick it down. I had to make that again since I stuffed up my first cover. So now I've got another one of the page pieces, and I'm just adding some matte medium here so I can stick down this mesh. I thought it would be the best adhesive for me to use for that, so it doesn't show up too much. Although it was very hard, even with the matte medium, it was hard to get it to stick down, so just added some over the top to help a bit. I have this piece, which initially I thought was a background piece, but it does have a couple of lines in it. So I thought, well, if you fold those lines, it actually makes a really nice pocket. Now that might be what it is meant to be. I haven't watched everyone's videos yet to see, so could also make an envelope out of it and it'd be really nice as well. But I thought I'd make it into a top pocket. And it's cool because when you fold it over, it's been made so that the pattern matches up at the back when you fold it as well, which is really cool. Just cut some bits out of the bottom there so I can make a little bottom flap to fold up as well. So with most of the pages I am inking. I inked a few in purple, the rest I'm inking in black. And I do the top of my pockets and that just so that when you're pulling things in and out, it doesn't look so stark white. So just add the glue to that side flap and the bottom flap, and then I can stick it together. So it'll be a pocket page. As we're using the cinch to bind it all together, they're singular pages that I'm doing. So I have that awesome material that's behind it. I don't know if it's vellum or a rubber or what, but the lovely lady Emily who gave it to me recently in a Happy Mail said it was floristry stuff. So I loved the colours and the pattern on it, so I thought it'd be great to utilise some of that in this journal. So I thought I'd make another sort of side pocket page using that. So I just tack it down with my tacky glue and then I will sew around it to make sure it stays together. Sew around the 3 edges, leaving the outside edge open. So I found this envelope in my stash and I've just cut the top off and I'll make another pocket page with that. Doing the pocket pages allows you to have a lot more writing space, as I won't be able to fit a lot of pages in my journal. So I'm just covering the back side of it with this beautiful freebie piece. So we'll still be able to slip something inside it. And the envelope was a bit long, so I decided just to fold up the base of it so I can create another pocket on the back of the page. So there'll be writing space on the back and we'll be able to slip a tag in as well. So I'm up on my desk now that's in the lounge room, but it's one of those fold-up desks, so it does wobble, and it kept moving over to where I had my tripod for my tablet and kept bumping it, so apologies for all of that. So hard to get a good setup. I've got a decent setup in my craft room, but yes, I've got to work on the lounge room one now. So I've just folded that page in half, and that will create another pocket page for us. Beautiful ladies on both sides. I thought I'd put some of my lace here just down the edge of it before I stick it together. Beautiful lace that. It's a black with a nice silver. It's like a metallic silver thread in it. So I'll stick that to one inside piece and then I can apply some glue to the other side and stick that down and the bottom. And that will be our top pocket, or top loading pocket, I should say. So I do get to do the flip through in my craft room, so it shouldn't be wobbling around for that, which will be good. So I have this greeting card base here, And I thought that would make a good sturdy page as well. And it's like a metallic orange, which is really cool. So I thought I'd grab one of the pictures that has a bit of the orange in it to go on that. So I'm just cutting this one down. That's one of the full pages. It'd be a great page for centre of a signature if you're doing a normal journal with your 3-hole pamphlet stitch or whatever. So I'm just inking around the edges on the inside of my card here, so it's not white. Then I can stick my picture down. Then I've got this orange paper or cardstock. A lot of this is like recycled that I found at the recycling place or the second-hand shops, marketplace, that sort of thing. I'm cutting, I think I cut the edge off because it was a bit creased, and then I'm cutting a piece the width that I want it, which is the same width as that little picture. Then I have this notepad which has orange lines, so I thought that would go nicely with the orange theme as well. And I want to cut that a similar width to the picture as well. I want to make a little booklet to go on the inside of my card. So I've just put all the pieces together now to cut the length that I want. So I'll use the orange paper as the cover to my little booklet. So just fold that top piece over because we'll attach the picture to that at the front. So for the back of the card, which will be the front really once you put it in as a page, I've got the offcut of the orange line paper here that I'll put on that. A bit more writing space. I'll grab the word spooky from the kit. Decided to just fussy cut the word out. And I have this spider ribbon. I think I got it from Spotlight or something last Halloween. I usually get them when they're on clearance after the fact. So I thought I'd stick some of that onto this. And I have this netting from a bag. Probably had some, I think it had some Halloween items in it. So I would put a bit of that on as well underneath the words. Just trying to get rid of a bit of the white there with my black ink. Then I cut one spider off of the ribbon because he was missing some bits of his legs. But I thought rather than waste him, I will stick him on as well. Just using the packaging to apply pressure so that the netting sticks in the glue and my fingers don't. So inking around the base of our little booklet. And then I will go and stitch the pages into the back of our booklet. so that that front bit still lifts up. Now I'm going to stick my little picture to the top there. Now I didn't quite make it the right size because I didn't measure or anything. I just eyeballed stuff. So when you lift it up, it's not, the orange paper doesn't cover the back of the picture very well. So I fix that by just adding a bit more orange paper over the top. I was flying by the seat of my pants as usual. I hate measuring. That just makes it a bit neater. So I'm going to apply my glue to the whole back piece of the orange paper and stick that onto the inside of my card. And that creates heaps of writing space in there. And then to finish it off, I've got some feather trim that I will run down the edge. So I want to create a tag now, and I've cut out that cool cat picture. I'm just backing it onto some scrapbook paper that I have. So initially I wanted to fit it into one of my big pockets, so I'm cutting it down to the right width to be able to do that. And cutting off some of the length as well. Then I want it to look like a tag, so I'm just cutting the top corners. So I was going to fit it into that pocket, but I decided I'd just put some writing paper in that pocket and that the tag could fit in that little back pocket that we made on the envelope. Fits really nicely, and it covers up the blank writing space behind, so you can remove it and then put writing in there and then hide whatever you've written. So I'm just adding some of my lace to that little pocket. And I'll use the offcuts of the same lace to add a tab to the top of my tag and to embellish the bottom of it a little bit. So I've got some more of the Tim Holtz rub-ons here, which I use a bit throughout this journal. Just adding that one to the back. And then I do so around the tag as well, just to hold the tab on nicely. So here I've got my cinch. I've decided I'm going to put all my pages together, and then I can finish off embellishing afterwards. So you can see the holder there that I've put my little wire loops onto. And what I'm doing is starting with the pages, and I start with the back page first and then build up from there to the top page. I put the covers on last, both the covers. So I'm putting them on obviously in the order that I want them. But as I said, I'm starting with the last page and finishing with the first page. Then I put the front cover on. Then I put the back cover on with the inside facing up of the back cover. Then you can see there where you squish the coil together in that where I'm pointing to. So you make sure that the open part of the coil is up against that. Then you've got the settings up there for how big your coils are. Mine are 1-inch coils, but I tend to go down just a little bit from the 1 inch. I can go down 1 or 2 clicks. I find if I leave it on the 1 inch that they don't close enough and pages will come loose. So then I'll press it down and my coils are together very nicely. Then you turn the back cover around the coils to go where it's meant to be. So now we'll work on the cover. So I have fussy cut out this beautiful girl. I did stick her onto some black cardstock just to make her nice and sturdy. Then I fussy cut her out. Now I'm just cutting out a line down around her hands and at the base of that pumpkin because I want to fit this little gem in there and I want it to look like her hands are holding onto it, like she is holding onto the pumpkin. So I'm just using my fabric glue there. I put a bit of the tacky glue just on her hands to hold onto the gem, but I want it to stick really nice to her, so I've used the fabric glue for that. So I've got some grey lace here, just using the glue to adhere that to the cover. And then I've got some offcuts from, I don't know if it was a piece of clothing or a tablecloth. I've been using that a lot the last few years in Halloween style journals. I can stick the girl down. I also went over her with some matte medium as well just to seal her since she's going on the cover. So hopefully she won't get damaged or dirty. Then I've got some more of these motifs that I got from a shirt. So I'll finish off embellishing and then we'll do the flip through. So it's time now for a flip through of this cute cinch-bound journal that I have made for the Gothic Girls collaboration. So I covered the chipboard in the velour as you saw. I've used the wires here that were an offcut of another project, hence why I made it only the 8 holes long, but that works fine for this size. So I wouldn't want to make it much chunkier. I think this is just about right for the size of the coils. Used one of the beautiful pictures from the pages, kit pages, and I fussy cut out this girl. I did back her onto some cardstock to make her a bit more sturdy. Then you saw me fussy cut around her hands and the pumpkin a bit so I could fit this gem in there. I think that looks pretty cool. And I just used some of my lace scraps. These grey ones are from a shirt, I think. Just scrap bits. So the back's just plain. Then in the first page, we've got a lace pocket there. And I decided to put in this tag that I've made for another project recently with these dancing skeletons. I think that's really cute and it fits well into this one. I just added some of this black line paper as a writing spot. Then beautiful background pages from the kit, which I love. They're very pretty. So here's this picture. I don't know if you can see if I turn it. I have used some glitter gel pen just to highlight her eyes and her lips, and that depends which way you have it to how much you see of that. And then I just added some little gems, sticky back gems there. And so this is a pocket at the top, and I've added some of this. I grabbed a whole lot of these purple pamphlets from the recycle centre one day, so I've been using those up. One of the gorgeous embellishment pictures. Then I've used a few of Tim Holt's rub-ons. I have some left over here, so I thought I'd use some of those up. So that's just a really nice writing spot because you can't fit too many pages in here. I thought I'd add writing spots in some other means as well. On the other side, we have this gorgeous girl. I've just put some lace in between them. Then I had a notebook here that has the black pages with the white lines, so I've used a fair bit of that for writing space. So you can write on that with a white gel pen or something like that. This is a greeting card that I've reused, just cut down one side of it. And you can open it up. So I used some of the ephemera words. Just a bit of this paper that I got secondhand. I've used some netting from some packaging and the spider ribbon, some feather trim. If you open that up, there's a beautiful picture there. And then it looks like the same lady almost there. You can lift that up and write on the notepad. And I've just added a few pages to that. And then just used some orange cardstock. Just inked on the inside so it's not so white, and just left this plain, so there's spaces to add more for whoever gets it. Then we've got this lovely lady. I love all these pictures, they're really nice. They're not too dark. They've got the pretty flowers in that as well, so I really like this kit. And then that's a side pocket, and I've used some of the greeting card to make a little journal card with some lace, another one of the embellishment pictures, and I've just done some stenciling on the back of that. Then the lovely Emily recently sent me a happy mail, which is Silver Mist Crafts on YouTube, and it has this material in it, sort of like a plastic or maybe a vellum type thing. It's gorgeous, so I've used a few bits of that as well because the colours were great, so very, very handy. Beautiful girl, more of the rub-ons on there and lace and scraps. Background paper. It's just some old Germanic text, hymnal I think it is. I've used a bit of a fabric flower here and just added a paper flower and some bling on top of that. I've got another pocket here. So this is like a background page in the kit, but it had a few lines down it, so I think it's meant to be made up like a pocket like this, I think. I have to watch more videos to see. I haven't been keeping up with everyone's videos because I don't like to watch too much before I make my project. So I've got some catching up to do now. But yeah, so I folded it on those lines and it does make a really cool pocket here. So, well, you can make an envelope with it as well, maybe. So I've added some of the pockets that come with the kit onto this. And we've got a little journal card. Just backed it with some scrapbook paper that Emily gave me as well. And then I've got a tag in here. Now, I wanted the pocket on the front too to hold my feather so it doesn't dangle around too much, because that feather is attached to this tag. So I've just cut down one of the kit pages to make a tag out of it and then backed it with the background papers. And then added this gorgeous feather that I got secondhand. So that slips into this pocket. And then the feather hangs out here, and then I just stick it in here so it doesn't annoy me. So then on the back we've got another one of the pockets from the kit and some rub-ons on there. It says the Gypsy, and then it's got this beautiful lady in it. So still heaps of space to be able to write and add pictures. So another one of my writing papers. I love this one with the raven, and I just added some words there. And I added a feather. And I've glued it down, but I haven't glued all these pieces down. I've just glued the centre down, so I thought I'd stick some washi over the top to hold it in place. This is some more of that awesome floristry material that Emily gave me. I love the pattern on it. Added one of the embellishment pictures, another offcut of lace, another one of my purple pamphlet pieces. Just lots of writing spot. You can see there that my gel pen wasn't quite dry on that, so it has gone onto that page, but that's all right. It's nice and glittery. I love this picture. And here is some more Germanic text. Just added some of this material from Halloween costume. I rub onto that, and that flips down. We've got writing space there and some writing space here with just some of my, I can't throw things in the bin, so I had to put some of my washi tape scraps on there. Then we have this one. I think this is one of the freebies that Jo's got in her Facebook group. It's lovely. So I just put a gem in that. And now this is an envelope as well that I covered with this page. And then on the inside of the envelope here, I have some writing paper. If I can get it out, there we go. So just trying to maximise the writing space. And then it's a pocket that I flipped up with the envelope here and covered with lace. And it's got this gorgeous tag that I made up. Then you can write on the other side of the envelope as well. Another writing page, and I made a paper clip. So we can stick some more writing paper onto that if we want. Another one of the pamphlets, and this one you can fold out, so I've just added a picture and some washi tape there. Lots of writing space, or space to add some more spooky pictures. Here's some more of that floristry material, and the back from the ephemera page. Love the colours of this, and the embossing or flocking. So that's black cardstock that I've backed one of the kit pieces from. Just added the crow embellishment and some washi tape. And I've got this house picture, a bit of bling, and some of this mesh on that, which I stuck down with some matte medium. Another one of my purple pamphlet pieces. So very simple, but heaps of fun to make, and I absolutely loved using this kit of Jovi's. And then the back page, I've got this lace pocket, and I've made a little booklet for some more writing space as well. So if you open that up, I've got another one of the Gothic girls. I've used some of the offcut of the sheets of black paper that I'm adding to, and then I use some of the black paper just to create some pages in this. And at the back I've got some of my orange lined paper and some more of my rub-ons. So that was so much fun to make, and I loved using Jo's kit. So the kit is available in Creating with Jovi's Etsy, and the freebies are available on her Facebook group. The links to those will be down below. So a massive thank you to Jo and Scrapbooks and Memories and Black Whisper Crafts, who is Bexx. Thanks heaps for inviting me to be a part of this collaboration. I've had heaps of fun. So the important links to those people will be down below, as will be a link to the channel's for the different days of September who will be creating something using this kit for the month. So make sure you go and check out whoever you might have missed and watch the ones coming up. So I hope you enjoyed that. I had heaps of fun with it. Love the kit. Do take care of yourselves. Be good, and I will see you again soon. Bye.